What is going on, everybody? What is going on? We are live. It is May 12th, 2024. I am your host, Julien Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, and special education teacher here to take the fear out of fitness. Guys, we're about to take off and class is in session. So, you see the title and thumbnail? It is very simple. Can you date a woman that is larger than you? But before I get into that, first let me turn around and shout out everybody for blowing up my Instagram with some of my meme videos. I'm a little proud of my mild version of sense of humor in certain cases because there's also a nugget of wisdom inside of those silly memes. Hopefully you guys are actually taking those to heart. I appreciate you. Um, right now we're looking at about 98,700 views on my reel. Hopefully we can get to 100,000 hopefully by tomorrow. I'm really appreciative of everything that you guys have been doing for me. I am literally sitting at 189 subscribers. I am working on building this platform to be something greater, and I'm hoping that you guys will join me on my journey. Also, a little melancholy because my Knicks just got destroyed by the Pacers, so the series is tied 2-2. All is not lost, so at least we know we're going to at least 6 games. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Let's go, New York. Also, happy Mother's Day to my wife, daughter, mother, sister, and all my cousins who are mothers themselves. I am in a great appreciation for not only my mother, but my grandmothers and the other women who have taken in some variation of guiding me to the point where I'm supposed to be in life, and I am forever grateful. So, thank you, each and every last one of you. But we are going to move on to the matter at hand. This is about your mindset. And fellas, this round is specifically for you. Ladies, I would like for y'all to appreciate and listen to what it is that I have to say, because I want y'all to have a clear understanding of what should be expected of you versus what is expected and what you would like to be expected of you. As a fitness professional, as somebody who does this in real life, I want to be the first to say that we got the game completely messed up. We are so beyond ourselves with our egos and our mindsets that we are not actually moving in a direction that is intelligent. Now, how did I come up with this particular video? Because ironically, speaking to my clients, they tell me everything. When I say they tell me everything, they don't tell me everything, but they tell me enough to know that dating is terrible right now. And it sucks on both sides. I'm just gonna keep it a being with y'all. It sucks on both sides. And as a result of it sucking on both sides, it is based on superficial, inconsequential things that we all let get ahead of us. So the reason why I came up with this is because I had came across a YouTube video where this woman is a behemoth. She looks like she lifts cars. I'm not even going to play around with you. She's huge. So huge, I thought she might be a part of the LMNOP community specifically, and in a way where it would not be beneficial for another female to fight her. But upon further and deeper research, she is a cisgendered female from Brazil. Her name is Gabrielle Garcia. She is an MMA fighter. She's also a jiu-jitsu artist primarily, but she has gotten into the MMA ring at various times. And the hilarious part is she's lean right now. And when I mean by lean, I mean she's shredded. And when you see this woman, if you look at the title and the thumbnail, you'll see what she looks like lean. She looks like she was the framework for She-Hulk. It's not a disrespect. I mean, there are large women out here, and they deserve love too. And who is going to love them? As a matter of fact, ironically, she is married. And the thing is that would you be willing to date a woman that is much larger than you? And as a matter of fact, could possibly whoop you? And that question was presented to me, and I looked and I said, I would. There's no problem with that, because why? Why would I be concerned about getting whooped by my woman? Because I'm not putting my hands on her in a way that she didn't ask me to. Because as a man, I'm not going to do that. If I cannot lead my family in the right path, specifically without the threat of violence, then I shouldn't be leading in the first place. Let's keep it a B. I shouldn't be leading. If I got to resort to violence and threats and, extreme level tantrums, I shouldn't be leading. And for some time, in some cases, I shouldn't have led. But as I get older, as I get wiser, as I get better, I know better, and therefore I shall do better. And the only thing that I could do when I do better is to give you this information so that you yourself can do better too. And I'm going to share my screen with y'all because this is her. So let's go up. So this is her right here. You can see she is no shrinking violet, right? And I'm going to play the video. So this is the woman. Look at the size of this woman. I mean, she's getting ready to fight another female. And this female right here does not look like she's lacking in confidence and capability. She looks like she is quite sizable herself. She might be shorter, but she's quite sizable. If she's 6'2", this woman has to be about 5'1", maybe 5'2". But the sheer size of this woman. This woman is 209 pounds right here. Her fighting weight is 209. And let me explain something to you. She still resides in my 27 body types. She is a full-on endomorph. Because here's the thing. When she's lean, let's pull up this picture here to give you a fuller visual. She is a full-on endomorph because she is shredded, and clearly this woman here is in her correct body. She is softer, but she is not completely leaned out. And she clearly is. I mean, my God, she could literally play Wonder Woman for real, for real. And the thing is, we all have to recognize that why are we denigrating? I'm in awe. I'm not clowning. I'm in awe because she's huge. I mean, like I'm not, that's wow, right? As far as how put together she is. Because I mean, in all fairness, if this was a guy, what would we be saying? He's put together. Wow, right? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson walks in. People are not going, meh. They look and go, wow, that's a big dude. So in her case, wow, that's a big female. But would you date her? And I am almost certain that when I get responses, as a matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you would date her. Put a 2 in the chat if you would not. And for those of y'all who will see this later on, Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the comments if you would not. Put a 2 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you would. Put a 2 in the comments if you would not. And the sad part is, I'm going to show you some pictures of her in various stages of her health and fitness. So let's look at her here. Clearly you can see she's much bigger in this picture in terms of her weight than she is in, let's say, this picture, right? You can see her abs are softer, but you could also see that she's more hydrated. This is Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva was, if I'm not mistaken, he was a welterweight in the UFC, and she was one of the coaches in the background, and she is making Wanderlei Silva look small. So some people are accusing her of steroids. I cannot definitively say that, because you have to understand something. When women get that tall and get that large, testosterone does play its part. But how does it play its part? Is it I am taking testosterone, or I have a high testosterone count naturally? And you'll begin to find out that there's a lot of women walking around with high levels of testosterone, whether it be they were born with it or they acquired it through their diet. And what I mean by that is, acquiring it through your diet is very specific. It doesn't mean that you're eating testosterone, and it doesn't mean that you're ingesting testosterone pills. What I'm talking about is your foods that are hormonal blockers or hormonal enhancers that will basically, so to put it in a better perspective, if you flood the body with estrogen, your body begins to ignore estrogen and pay more attention to the testosterone. It becomes more sensitive to the testosterone uptake. And therefore, your body may respond with more of a reaction to the masculine traits of you as opposed to the feminine traits of you, because your hormones are the messengers that tells your body how to react. So I don't know this woman. I've never been around her. I can't make definitive statements such as, oh, she's on roids. Oh, she's not. Oh, she is. Oh, she's not. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to give it the perspectives that it deserves. Can I say that it is possible she is? Yes, I can say it's possible. But am I going to say it is definitive? Absolutely not. Because y'all have seen Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner, when she speaks, has a very masculine voice. There's nothing wrong with her having that masculine voice, because it is naturally her voice. But you have to also remember, in order for a woman to achieve the height of 6'8", there has to be some masculine hormones involved in all of that. And since steroids don't make you grow in height, it is safe to say that women who are taller than the average have a higher level of testosterone than the average woman. Are we fair to say that? Can we say that with definitiveness? Because I would definitely be willing to say that with absolute definitiveness. That if I were to take any WNBA player who is above 5'7" and test her blood to the average females, I am more than willing to assure you that their testosterone levels are higher, and it has nothing to do with drugs. It is just all natural. And I will say testosterone plays its role, but I am not going to go as far as to denigrate this woman and disrespect her and say that she is not doing her best to be physical. Here's another picture. I mean, clearly she's an endomorph. Her waist is, even though her waist is well defined, she is naturally large. If she were to not work out as intensely as she does at 38 years old, here's another picture of her. At 38 years old, I assure you she is not going to look tiny. Okay? She is doing herself. As a matter of fact, these images of her here, I believe she's even smaller than 200. I believe she's probably closer to 1 geez, I'll probably say 170. She's about 170 here. Also, it is not safe for her to maintain this body. While it is an inspiration to most women, it is not healthy for her to maintain this body. As a matter of fact, look, you can look at her face right here and see the weight back on her face. And when I say the weight, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm talking about the healthy weight back on her face. All right. I am going through her page right now. Let's click on this real quick.
What's up, guys? I'm here for explain why I'm not in the face-off today. Unfortunately, yesterday I'm in the airport like 6 a.m. into like almost all day, and it's overbooked. You know, the first class in the airline, and I'm supposed to be like only 2 days in Brazil. I want to be in this face-off. And I want to say thank you for like Centurion and for Gallo. They give me all the support. And
so, first of all, again, I've never heard this woman speak ever. I'm actually going to react to her speaking live and uncut because I did not see her talking at all. And as you can tell, her voice is fairly deep. Is that a problem? Should not be. If that's her natural speaking voice, it should not be. If she is naturally in her body, in her feminine, what's the problem? I don't see a problem. So, guys, the chances are most of you will not date her. And it goes to show your levels of insecurity because, again, wait, I can't date a woman. I saw a video earlier that said this woman was very in shape. She was wearing she was a very dark-skinned woman. I want to say very dark-skinned, but she was dark-skinned and she was wearing a dark brown dress. And you could see that this woman was put together. And dudes started popping their balloons immediately because one dude was probably about a little bit, maybe my height, maybe shorter, not sure. But he literally popped his balloon saying, you look like you could probably beat me up. And I'm like, what does that matter? Are you going to put yourself in a position to get beat up? Because if not, why does that matter? Why do you feel the need to have physical dominion over your woman? Any man that needs to have physical dominion over his woman does not qualify as a man to me. You don't, and when I say dominion, I don't mean you make her do anything. I mean you are leading your household. You are walking the path. You are moving in a specific direction. If she is on board with your program, she is going to follow your program. You don't make anybody do anything. Period. As a man, you don't make anybody do anything. For all my men that are watching, you do not make a woman do anything that she does not want to do. If she wants to do it, therefore it is. If she feels bound by duty to do it, that's fine too. But to suggest that, I can't be scared of I'm scared of my woman. I shouldn't be scared of my woman. I should not be at all. If I'm moving the right way, the way that a man is supposed to move, if I'm moving the way that I could look anybody in the face and know that I'm doing the right things at all times, I shouldn't have to worry about anything. Now, on the flip side, if she is a violent person naturally and she wants to try to hold dominion over me with her physical frame and her violence, therefore, guess what? The relationship is over as well. It should be just as over for her as it is for me. If I'm the one who's physically domineering, she should leave. If she's the one who's physically domineering, he should leave. Okay? There's no getting around that. And I want y'all to know that. I don't want y'all to sit here and think that it's okay for anybody to put their hands on anybody in outside of the ways that you invite someone to. Now, if you invite her to fight you, okay, whatever you get, you got. Right? But if you are inviting intimate touch, then, and if she's inviting intimate touch, then that's the only touch that should be welcomed and appreciated. But sometimes you guys will let yourselves talk yourselves out of a meaningful relationship, because maybe, what if she's the most sweetest, most nicest woman outside of the octagon and a ring and a jujitsu mat? What if she is literally the most sweetest thing ever? You're just gonna not enjoy the relationship as it is? Because isn't this the same complaint that we as men make about women who judge us for our financials? Who judge us because we're short? Who judge us because we're not light skinned, we're not dark skinned, we are in between, or whatever the version is. You're too pale, you're not olive tone, whatever the preference du jour is. Isn't that what we complain about? That you're not looking for quality men, you're looking for the Chads and the Pookies and the Ray Rays, right? Isn't that what they complain about? So why is it fair for you to sit here and look at this woman and be like, nah, I can't do it, right? But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to literally show you in these videos. Let's see. I'm going to show you this video real quick so you can see.
The border crisis demands action.
I don't need that. Let's go.
John Tester worked with Republicans, fighting.
Yep,
Rolls, 5 minutes, 3 rounds. I believe no elbows in this one.
right here, they say she's 246. So her in her soft body, her in this body is 246 pounds at 6'2". You want to know, as a matter of fact, what's funny is, even though he's married and, you know, father of several, Brock Lesnar comes to mind as the body type male that could be with her and not, and it'll look appropriate. You understand what I'm saying? But in the visuals, but at 6'2", 246, why can't she be dated by a guy that's 5'9", 175? Why not? Like I said, she's huge. She's huge. But she's healthy and she's fit. She's not like not healthy. It's not like she's not taking care of her body. And like I said, in some of those other pictures, you could tell that she's too lean. If she's walking around at 205 right now, that's a whole 40 pounds that she lost. And she's still big. But let's go.
Garcia. She fought one of her.
Okay. Olga right here, or Oksana, Russian, 259. She's almost 260. As you can see, she is in her natural body as well. Oksana is huge. 5'10", right? 259. You're going to say she's obese? Size of her neck. She's big. She's an endomorph. Classic. Tall endomorph. She's literally number 27 out of my 27 body types. They're both 27s in my body types. What are we going to do? Tell them to lose weight? I mean, yes, she could shrink down and be shredded, but again, her body is not meant to be that lean. Neither of these women's bodies are meant to be that lean. If she were to lose weight, I'm telling you now, shredded. I'm talking about you touch her, you bleed. Shredded. She would be 180, 165, 175, 180. Shredded. Like abs of steel shredded. Okay? Clearly we've seen her at roughly about 175 shredded.
What would you say? Teammates from her wrestling, from her pro wrestling area?
Yeah.
and just pounded him. So they have a little something going on there in between each other, as you saw in the video there. All right, we're going to be starting our 9th bout. One match, Rising MMA rules, women's rules.
I want to see Gabby throw some hands.
Yep,
Since
she
she's
said
a
she was improving
grappler,
on the
he's saying I want to see her
striking.
throw some hands.
Nice jab there by Otsana.
Oh, get her.
Yeah.
Get her. You know, I mean, that's respect between fighters, but really, you don't know if that was a poke or a punch. You just got to go after him.
Finger in the eyes, she's saying.
I'd like to see a replay.
I think they are going to show
They're
that.
not used to. Yeah, they're not used to. She's not used to boxing with open hand gloves. Oh yeah.
Oh,
it is
yeah,
a
it is.
finger.
It is a finger.
Nice little scrape.
Yeah. Yep, that's what it was.
John Tester worked with Republicans fighting to secure our southern border, stop the flow of fentanyl.
John Tester, give me a break.
Yeah, again.
Okay.
That can change the fight. She gets 5 minutes
And she
to recover
does.
from this. Gone so long.
Eye, but it looked like
It
was
wasn't
more of an
intentional.
It wasn't intentional.
She was throwing a kick. A lot of times you.
I'm gonna mute it so that way these stupid commercials don't cut me off, because I don't like these commercials myself. I don't think it was intentional. She looks like she sounds like she's protesting the fact that she got into the fight, that she got poked in the eye. And in all fairness to her, she did get poked in the eye, but I don't think it was intentional. I think she was getting ready to set up for a kick. She was like leaning in and getting ready to kick, and her finger got in her eye. It happens all the time. It's not something that doesn't happen. She looks mad.
The fight.
Yeah, it's an accident. It's an accident. You know, this is her first time.
Destiny Yarborough. That's
John
the
Tester worked with Republicans.
Jesus, dude. These commercials.
Fighting to secure our southern border, stop the flow of fentanyl.
175センチ、102.9キロ。デスティニーヤー
Let's go back.
186センチ、100。
175 centimeters. Let's find out how tall and how much she weighs. Let's go into the calculator. Let's go to the calculator. 175 centimeters in feet. How tall is a 170? She's 5'8.9 inches, so she's 5'9". And then let's go to weight. Let's see what 105 kilograms. She's 231 pounds. Now let's look at her again. Actually, she's 102.9. So she's actually smaller than that. Let's go 102.9. Let's go. Let's do that. She's 226 at 5'9". All right. Some of y'all might say that's fat, but I say no, she's not. Because, number one, she's supposed to be carrying around 20% body fat. We don't know what her muscle mass is. We don't know how much muscle she's carrying.
86センチ女子 MMA ルールで行われます
So,
1ラウンド5
let
分
me go ahead and mute that real quick. So you, again, this woman weighs 226. She's 111 kilograms at 186 centimeters. So she's clearly still 6'2", 111.2. She's 245. She's fighting at 245. And I want you to pay attention again. Look at her physical frame. She's 245 pounds. Does she look skinny to you? I mean, does she look fat to you? Does she look obese in any way, shape, or form to you? No, not to me at least. And I hope you don't either. But can you? And can you date her? Some of you really can't. I'm telling you now, would she date me? Probably not. Probably not. Because I'm 5 feet 4 inches tall. I'm short. All right. The thing is, I have dated women that were 6 feet tall. That's not a problem for me. I'm not scared. I'm not intimidated. There's no reason why. If I don't like it when short women don't want to date me when I was out there, why would I not want to give taller women the opportunity to be with me if they were physically attracted to me as well? It's not fair. So I could only give it the opportunity to be what it is and see how far it could go, as opposed to just being like, nah, whatever. No, I can't date a woman that's taller than me. If she's attractive to me, she was attractive to me, and she was. So because she was attractive to me at that time, it is only fair that I give her the same opportunity that I would expect someone to give to me if I were to put myself out there at that time. This is years ago. We're talking 23, 24 years ago. Yeah. So this isn't like, oh, but even then I had that mindset because I didn't like how it felt to be rejected. And if I'm going to be rejected because I'm not cool enough. I don't vibe with you. We don't have the same connections. We don't connect emotionally, physically. There's no attraction there. Then that's fine. I accept that. But if you're attracted to me, but you can't be attracted to me because you're worried about what everybody else will think, then that's why you're not happy. That's why you're not in a good relationship, male or female. Nah, I can't be with no woman that's bigger than me, bro. Cause well, what's the worst that can happen? That you actually end up happy? That she actually knows, likes, and respects you? That's what it just doesn't. So, okay, let's say it doesn't work out, right? Let's say it doesn't work out. What are we going to do? It's all good, right? We ain't got to worry about anything. The whole point is the relationship is over. You gave it a shot. It didn't work out. But if it did work out, are you going to let your male friends denigrate your relationship with a woman of this size? 6'2", 246. I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. I don't care. As a matter of fact, true story, my ex-wife is taller and larger than me. And the thing that people was trying to make jokes of was, your wife's going to beat your butt. And I was like, I don't got to worry about that because I'm not trying to fight with her. There's no reason for me to. I don't have to make her do anything. If she ain't going to do it, then there's the door. You could go. There's no need to be concerned about my ego. I'm not concerned about it. I was not. Not even the least. The problem is we're too worried about what other people think. Our mindset is warped. Instead of, it goes in the same thing as finances. Instead of looking at the nature of the relationship, meeting it to where you are willing to meet it, do the things that is necessary for you to do in order for you to lead your family to the future, which is what your position should be, is to lead your family to the future, fellas. Doesn't matter who has the most points, who has the most rebounds, who has the most blocks. Did you lead? So what, you're not the most talented, or you got the most stats. So what, you didn't drop a quintuple double if this is basketball. So what, you didn't have 6 touchdowns if you're in football. So what, you didn't score a hat trick in hockey. But were you an integral part of that? Were you a part of the reason why that player actually got that way? Did you set that player up to have all of that success? If the answer is yes, then who cares what everybody thinks of you? You know what you did. They know what you did. And if they are a quality person, if they are a stand-up woman or a stand-up guy, if on either end of the spectrum, then they will open their mouths and tell you, you don't know how good that person is. You don't know how great they are. You don't know why it is important for me to be with them, because you can't seem to begin to understand the value that this man has. If we're talking to the fellas, if we're talking to the women, you don't understand what a man should be able to say. You don't understand the value this woman has. If you're talking about a traditional relationship, I'm speaking on traditional relationship. If this is a homosexual relationship, it doesn't matter who's who. To be honest with you, in a homosexual relationship, what you're going to say? I don't like the fact that a woman makes more money than me. You're with a woman. I don't like the fact that a man makes more money than me. You're with a man. What's the point? How do you argue that? Somebody makes more money than the other one, and the other one takes up the other roles in all of that, right? So why can't it be that way in any relationship? Why are you being talked out of your position? You have an opportunity, you're with a woman that makes a crap ton of money, and you're going to let your ego mess up the future and legacy of your family because you can't deal with the fact that your woman has Oprah money, that your woman has Rihanna money, your woman has Beyonce money. But come on now, let's be for real. It is now time for us to start to realize that physical fitness, physical health, if we are genuinely trying to be healthy as a society, if we're trying to move the needle forward to a healthier society, women like her needs to be appreciated. Because somebody genetically created her. 2 people got together and her body took on the genetics of the physically dominant person. It's just that simple. Or else she wouldn't be 6'2", 246. Solid. Because she's not obese at 246. I don't see it. Do you? Let's go look back. Let's look at that picture again. Do you see obesity in that woman's body? It's clearly muscle, right? So, with that being said, why would you not date her? If you're going to say you're not physically attracted to her because she may not be as quote unquote pretty as you would like her to be, fine, so be it. But what, again, how far does looks go? Because eventually looks fade. For everybody. I mean, have you seen pictures of famous people when they were younger? Old famous people who, when they were younger? Go look at like Kirk Douglas before he passed, and look at Kirk Douglas way back in the day when he was younger. Look at Betty White. Look at Elizabeth Taylor. Look at all those people, and you tell me that looks don't fade. So you'd rather die with an image than live with happiness, live with joy. Now, again, I've always stressed about health, right? She's healthy. She's healthy. I'm not going to encourage her to shrink down to some sort of size that makes me feel comfortable when I walk with her. Yeah, I might look like a small child next to her, but you know what? I could talk about that for hours. About the impression that a lot of people may have based on the simplicity mindset that some of you have, that you're trying to tell me what? Because she's 246. Okay, then stay dry. That's all I'm going to say to you. Stay dry, because if she is going to be a willing participant in intimate activities with you, and you're just like, I don't, and you stay dry. Let's go take a look at her husband, because I'm not going to even watch this fight. I've seen this fight already. Like I said, I was concerned at first, because I was like, is this what I think it is? And then found out, I was like, nope, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. And ironically, this is her husband. This is her husband. This is where they're claiming domestic violence and everything like that. And I hope not. Again, shouldn't be so. Is that the same guy? No, that's not him. That's not the same guy. But yes, he clearly looks like he's about 6 feet tall, maybe even 6'1". In that photo, he's not as large as she is, but look, it is what it is. Clearly, he is not concerned about what everybody else thinks. Considering the fact that there were accusations here on social media about domestic violence, clearly there might be another issue here. But outside of those issues, I'm not moving past those issues. What I am going to say is that clearly there was happiness here, and he does not care what other people think. And I'm glad, because if this relationship had been more, I don't know the word that I want to use here, but had this relationship had more tenderness to it, maybe there would be no need for domestic violence between them. Understand what I'm saying? So I'm hoping I'm hoping that whatever the issue was, it was resolved and it was brief, but it's not something that I welcome and I celebrate. I don't celebrate domestic violence. As a matter of fact, that is something I abhor. There should be no physical violence between spouses, male or female, or heterosexual or homosexual relationships. I don't condone violence in those relationships at all. If you cannot disagree without violence, then you shouldn't be together. You shouldn't, if you are the person that tends to be violent when you disagree, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. But dating a woman that's larger than you should not be some sort of fanfare and exercise in disrespect. Because, yeah, you're going to make jokes. People are going to make jokes about it. I mean, if you're getting roasted, legitimately roasted, and you want to talk about how big my wife is, fine. Whatever. And what I cannot do with it, fine. I'm going to laugh, I'm going to joke, I'm going to giggle. But if you are genuinely trying to denigrate my relationship with my spouse, who may be larger than me, we're not doing that. Just straight up. If my wife was capable of whooping my behind, I would not feel any type of way about it, because, like I said, there's no reason for her to even attempt to. Because I'm going to land this plane. And because the reason why is, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to be the best version of me that I can be. And the best version of me does not resort to physical threats in order to get whatever it is that I want. I will use reason and logic to prove that the things that I want to do, or the things that I have decided, is the way to go all the time. And you should too. And if you cannot formulate the arguments properly, if you cannot work your way through a disagreement with respect, maturity, and love, then I strongly suggest you work on yourself and be the best you. So, guys, I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.